Long ago, the Avatar and the Last Airbender fandom was just fine. When their season ended, their series was over, and all they had next was comics and a fabled sequel series. When that sequel series first came out, everybody was on board. But that's when the Unforgiving Season 2 came out, and the fan base has been divided since. Through shared ignorance and bias, many people have not been able to look at the Avatar fandom ever the same way, and come to the new generation where it's proof that Korra was a bad Avatar. Alright. As funny it is to slander Korra, let's be straight honest with each other. That's exactly what she's like. She's always been stubborn. Since season 1, we've seen she's been stubborn, and her stubbornness always gets her in more trouble. So honestly, let's just see what the new Avatar has to do to fix her messes.
Like if any of you were in my shoes, that the outcome would have been any different.
What? This right here is a blatant example of what it feels like to discuss fights from the Avatar series with a Korra fan. Like, in their mind, saying that any of the Avatar would have been able to beat Unalaq is to us saying, yeah, Korra's weak. You know, Korra is strong. She doesn't have a good strategy ever. Like, the first half of the fight, he was just going one-on-one with waterbending versus waterbending, bro. Imagine if Aang fought Ozai just using firebending in the first half. Then at one point, she goes to the Avatar state. She has the, you cannot win, right? And you think right here, she'd have in the Avatar state, right? No. This is her right now. She's still in base, bro. What are you doing? And then she starts having a waterbending off with him. They're just aura farming each other, bro. What is this fight?
Much crazier. Y'all say this and no, they're not. There is not one
Saying that Korra didn't have crazier villains than Aang did in Avatar has to be one of the worst takes I've ever seen. Let's go over it.
You see, people make the mistake of thinking Aang's villains were just single target people when it comes to just being the humans. No, dude. Azula, Ozai, and Zhao and Zuko were never Aang's actual villains. That'd be like saying that random dude that was at the Equalist that had like the batons, that was a Korra villain. No. The entire villain nation was the Fire Nation. Like, Amon sure was Korra's villain, but the Equalists really were the thing that was robbing the entire cause. You know what I mean? Amon couldn't have done it on his own. And yeah, it's not cool to underestimate what Korra's villains can do, but the only reason they got that strong is because of mistakes that Korra would fall. Like, those traps that she'd fall into would make them, like, almost on her level, if not stronger. For years, this debate's been going on, and for years, no one has had a good balance. Because when it comes to the discussion of comparing Aang versus Korra, every side wants to have a bias, and they don't want to actually agree on some of the things that are just straight fact. It's getting concerning how much people are just going to actually mistake an entire scene just to make their character look better. So I'm talking about Aang versus Azula. For some reason, a lot of Korra defenders are saying that Aang lost to Azula when no, he didn't. They keep saying him getting knocked down counts as him losing, but if that's the case, then Korra lost here, Korra lost here, Korra lost here. Does that make sense? No. Because in the end, she was able to win the whole fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how that works, right? But also the thing is they think that Azula was stronger than Aang, and I feel like they misinterpret what the drill scene really showed. When Aang went up and crashed right down, and she went flying, that could have been stuff Aang could have been doing the entire flight, but he didn't want to do that for him. The only reason he did that was to stop the drill. Her getting knocked away, that was honestly just like a side effect. He was not doing that for Azula. He was doing that for the drill. Imagine if he was doing that for Azula. People are misinterpreting the idea of comparing avatars. It's not to say, oh, they're better here, or they're better here. Yeah, they're better. No, it's just to honestly analyze the series you're looking at. That's a healthy thing to do. To analyze the first series and a sequel series. You don't have to just say, this is better, this is worse. You could just analyze, compare. That's fine and healthy. The problem starts coming in when you start feeling as if that can be disputed as fact. Saying, yeah, you know what? That's exactly why Aang is better. That's exactly why Korra is stronger. No. Relax. You can watch the series. You can compare. Just don't try and act as if it's fact.